Oh, she didn't just toast the bride and groom. She roasted the groom on a spit and served him up with champagne. Baby, this bridesmaid didn't bring drama to the wedding, she was the drama. Let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for exposing my brother's affair at his wedding reception in the form of a toast? If you told me 5 years ago that I had one day stand in front of 120 people holding a champagne flute and a grudge, reciting the contents of a private telegram chat while wearing a bridesmaid's dress, I would have laughed. I do not do drama. I do data analysis and pay my taxes early. I am the boring sister, the dependable one. Or, at least, I was, until my brother made me into a villain. Let me start with the wedding. It was this past April. Gorgeous venue, restored barn, meets Pinterest fever dream. My brother Seth was marrying Elena, a woman I used to admire. Classy, funny, one of those people who somehow made veganism seem aspirational instead of preachy. She had been around for 3 years, and I genuinely thought they were a good match. I was a bridesmaid. Not the maid of honor, thankfully. That role went to Elena's sister Sophia, who once asked me if Excel, quote, could do emotions. I was there for the planning, the dress fittings, the bachelorette weekend in Asheville. Yes, I hiked in heels because someone forgot my bag. And through it all, I smiled, because I thought I was helping my brother build a life. And then, 6 weeks before the wedding, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was a woman. Her voice was shaking. "Are you Seth's sister?" I said yes. "I think he's been sleeping with my roommate." I blinked. "Who is your roommate?" She told me the name. It rang a bell, Sarah. A girl I remembered from one of Seth's work functions. A marketing contractor. Pretty. Blonde. Too touchy. I told the woman I needed proof. She said, "Check your brother's telegram. The name, peach emoji." I had no access, of course, but I called Seth later and casually asked if he still used Telegram. He got cagey. I let it go. For 24 hours. Then I remembered he once synced his iPad to the family cloud account. The one Mom set up years ago before she passed. I opened it. There it was. A cached Telegram thread, half deleted, but with just enough left to show dozens of messages between Seth and peach emoji. They weren't subtle. "I can't wait to see you tonight. She's out late, bridal shower, LOL. I wish I was marrying you. Your thighs are all I think about in meetings." There were photos. I won't describe them. I screenshotted everything. My hands were shaking. I confronted him the next morning. His first response wasn't denial. It was this: "You weren't supposed to find that." Not, "It's not what you think." Not, "I am sorry." Just panic. He begged, said it was just a phase, that Elena was high maintenance, that he wasn't planning to keep seeing Sarah after the wedding. I was livid. I told him I'd give him 1 week to tell Elena himself. He said he would. He didn't. I checked with Elena 3 times under fake pretenses. She was glowing, planning a honeymoon to Lisbon, asking me about airport lounges. She had no idea. I gave Seth another deadline. Tell her by the rehearsal dinner or I will. He said I was playing God, so I became the devil instead. The night of the wedding, everything was perfect. The vows? Beautiful! Elena cried. The crowd awed. Seth looked smug. At the reception, the toasts began. Sophia went first, long-winded and mostly about herself. Then came the best man, Alex, who made a speech about Seth's legendary loyalty that nearly made me choke on my wine. Then it was my turn. I stood up, took the mic, and began. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not late-night sexts to a marketing contractor named Sarah. There was silence. I continued. I wish I could say I am surprised, but when my brother begged me not to tell Elena, I realized something. He doesn't fear consequences, because no one's ever enforced them. Until now. I turned to Elena. I am sorry. I tried to give him a chance to come clean. You deserved to know before this. You deserved honesty, not a groom who lies with his mouth and his phone. Then I dropped the mic. Not metaphorically, I literally dropped it. Chaos. Elena ran out in tears. Seth tried to grab my arm. I shook him off. His new in-laws started yelling. Someone knocked over the cake. It made TMZ. Seriously, a minor wedding gossip column picked it up. Elena annulled the marriage within the week. Seth was furious. Said I ruined his life. That mom would be disgusted. I laughed. Because the truth is, Mom knew what Seth was. She once told me she worried about how charming he was. That he'd never had to face consequences. That he'd break someone lovely someday. Elena was that someone. I saved her from a life of emotional erosion. So tell me, am I the a-hole for turning a wedding toast into a truth bomb? Was I the a-hole for exposing my brother's affair in front of everyone when he wouldn't tell his bride? Okay, first of all, this wasn't a wedding. This was a series finale, and OP walked in as the main character, antagonist, and narrator. Absolute triple threat. Let's break it down. Your brother wasn't just cheating. He was casually cheating. In a group chat, using peach emojis like he's starring in some corporate fanfic. Bro wasn't even trying to hide it. He synced it to the family iPad like an amateur. And let's talk about that response. You weren't supposed to find that. Like she stumbled into a surprise party. No remorse, no panic about Elena's feelings. Just mad that the data queen cracked his crusty little code. You gave him 2 chances to come clean. And he said you were playing God? Sir, this isn't Olympus. This is a Pinterest barn wedding, and you're about to get smited by the matron of facts. Then the toast? Iconic. Not petty, not impulsive, strategic. You waited. You planned. You served the truth, piping hot between the salmon and the cake smash. And when people say, but think of the guests. I am thinking of the guests. They got dinner and a show, plus a bonus TMZ mention. That's more than most weddings deliver. OP didn't ruin the wedding, Seth did. She just made sure the credits rolled early. Not the a-hole. You didn't destroy a marriage, you prevented a slow emotional death sentence. That woman would have spent years wondering why she always felt not enough. You saved her. Imagine being Sarah. You're just vibing, getting your thigh texts, and suddenly your situationship is broadcast in HD with a bread roll in your hand. Bro wanted to cheat in peace and got a TED Talk instead. If you liked that glorious train wreck, smash that like button like it's a family iPad with incriminating texts. And drop your own comment below, bonus points if it includes a peach emoji. See you in the chaos.